welcome to your REI success tip. Now, I know all good things must come to an end. I'm sad. This is the last video in this series. Yes, it's the last video and getting started. And I know that you guys have been loving this series. I love this series. This is a series that everybody should watch to get them going, get them started in the business. We've covered a ton of things. And so welcome back to another video of your REI success tips. Like I said, this is the last video in the series, and I know it always happens, but we've got more series coming out. We've got a bunch of great ones coming out. So if you're brand new, you're just coming on board with us, this is your first REI success tip that you've watched, just know we've got a bunch of other ones in the archive. You should go back and watch them, especially if you're in this series. Go watch video 1, 2, and 3. Get caught up with us for video 4. And just know that we're going to keep coming out with these, and you should pay attention and watch this. Also, if you're brand new to this video and you haven't went over to our Facebook business page, check us out. Creative Real Estate Training Academy. Jump out there, check us out, like that page. I do live streams there. You'll really enjoy it. So let's do this. Let's set my timer up. I always forget to do my timer. So the timer, I want to keep these videos short for you guys. The reason I keep them short is I want to give you just little tips that you can apply. You can absorb this information and go put it out there instead of watching some 45-minute video that you may not have time to watch. I want this video short enough to where if you're on a lunch break, you can watch it. If you're driving to work, you can watch it. If you're going home, you can watch it. If you're taking a 15-minute break, you can watch it. That's what I want you to do, absorb this information. So let's talk about week 1. What did we cover? We talked about your budget. We talked about your power team. We talked about your systems. We talked about the right training to be involved in and get it going. Now, in week 2, we talked about researching your market, and we laid out an entire map on that and some ideas on how you could start doing it quickly. We talked about calling seller leads, getting going. By now, you should already be calling leads, getting more comfortable on the phone with them. We talked about your direct mail, we talked about your ad placement, and start making offers in week 2. And by now, I'm sure several of you have already got deals under contract, and I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited that you're still here moving forward in your business. Now, week 3, the last video in the one we just got through doing, it was all about making more phone calls. It was about marketing for buyers. Gave you some cool little secret tips there on how to get those going. What a lead intake system was, I drew it out. There was 5 processes that you needed to have in place. We talked about the local banks and why we needed them and how to get the money thing out of your head. And we also talked about making more offers. Takes us into week 4, which is the video we're on now, the last video in the series. I love this stuff, guys. I love helping you. And the only way I can truly help you is if you pay attention to this and you actually go apply it in your world, okay? So week 4's video is, what's the first one? Make more phone calls. It's a never-ending process. Are you catching on now? You just got to keep making more phone calls. Remember, 10 to 20 calls a day. That's what you need to do. You need to start calling hard money lenders. Here's why. Because as you wholesale, I want you to start growing into other processes of this business, okay? And the hard money lenders and transactional funders are going to be great for you because they'll come in and purchase the property. Let me help you understand. Some of you might be saying, what's a hard money lender? A hard money lender is a lender that is what we refer to as an asset-based lender. And all they care about is the asset. And they might, listen, some of them might ask you for some personal information to get started, but typically they don't ask for it again, and they don't even base it on that. It's all about the deal itself. So if you find a house that's worth $150,000 and you're able to acquire that property for, say, $75,000 to $80,000, well, that asset has a lot of equity in it as long as the rehab's not $60,000, but most rehabs are typically between $15,000 and $25,000. That's typically the realm that I see in my world anyways. Now, I'm also in the South. If you're in California, you might say, well, you know, that's not what it's like out here. Well, I get it. Add a 0 to it if that makes you feel better. But my point is their solely focus is the asset. And most hard money lenders are going to loan between 60 and 70% of what we call the ARV. An ARV means after repaired value. So they'll typically loan 60 to 70% of the ARV. So to keep it simple, if the house is fixed up, will sell for $100,000, then they'll probably loan you about $65,000 on that property. Now the beauty of that is if you get it for 50, you can close the deal and walk out of the closing office with a check for $15,000. Because why? Because they're willing to go to 65%. So if your purchase is 50 and you're getting a loan for 65,000 in this example of a $100,000 ARV, then you walk out with a $15,000 check to use for rehab, which means we're doing the deal with no money. Now, some cases, the hard money lenders won't do that. They'll say, well, look, we're just going to give you the 50. This is why I've been telling you that we need partners or we need to wholesale. Because if we wholesale, let's say we did 2 deals of wholesale and we made $20,000, well, we've now got the 15 to go do a rehab. And let me explain why. Because if it takes me 2 wholesale deals to get $20,000, then now I can use this 20 to go into a rehab, which if I'm buying the rehab for 50 and it's worth 100 and I'm putting 15,000 into it, which puts me at 65,000, I've got a $35,000 spread that is a potential profit. Now we all know that that's probably going to be more after you have closing and all that. It's probably going to be closer to 25,000. But here's my point to you. I did 2 wholesale deals to get 20,000 to take 15 of that, put it into a rehab and make 25. So I took 15,000 and made 25,000 off of it. That, my friend, is how you build wealth. Now, that's why I'm telling you hard money lenders, okay? The next thing you need to do is you need to set up another direct mail campaign because we're 4 weeks in now. So you need to now start thinking about your follow-up direct mail piece on the direct mail that you've already sent, okay? You need to now do some bandit signs. It's about time that we need to start generating some more leads. We need to put some bandit signs out, and you need to be making more offers, That is what you need to be following to be successful in this business. If you follow these 4 videos, let me tell you something. You won't have an excuse because you'll be too busy building your business that you won't have an excuse. The only difference right now is if you don't have the information that you need or the training that you need to get you where you want to be confidently. So I encourage you at this point, if you're seeing all this and you're saying, look, I want to, but I don't have enough information, you need to call our office. You need to come to a live event that we have. You need to pick up the phone. You need to dial 1-866-592-2429, extension 206. That's our student advisor department. That's 866-592-2429, extension 206. Tell them and say, look, I've been watching the success tips. This sounds great. I want to do it, but I don't have the right information. There's tons of things we can talk to you about, from our inner circle to our 30-day fast track, to our quick start wholesaling, to our co-wholesaling, to my best-selling book, to our live events. There's a lot of things that we can do to help you, but I need you to reach out and ask for that help. No one will ever help you if you don't ask for it, and that is just the way it is. So listen, this is the last video in this series. I hate to see it go away. I love helping new people get started, but I got a bunch of more great series coming out for you. And so this is your REI success tip. And we talked all about getting started. My name is Zack Childress from the REI Success Academy family, and I'm looking forward to seeing you grow in your business and getting engaged with us, communicating with us, telling us what you need help with so that we can help you grow your business. I'll see you guys on a whole brand new series. This is the last one of this one, so we got a new one coming at you. Bye now.